Hey guys, what's going on? Will here, Flawless Exotic Creations, coming to you guys with another video. This video is actually a little bonus video for the week. I know guys, we normally have our lives today, but we had to change it up a little bit because Darren from Sloan Morse, he's going to be over in Georgia visiting the Canova facility. And after that, today, Sunday, we're probably already over there now that this video is dropping. But we're all meeting up over at Bob's fortress of a facility over there. Gonna go hang out with Bob. You know, guys, Bob is a really close friend besides business, and we're about 4 hours away. So we've hung out with Bob several times, whether it's to pick his brain or just to kind of just hang out and relax. Wanted to do this video, number one, to express the amount of appreciation we show you guys, or we want to show you guys, for you guys taking the time to watch our lives, our posts, our videos. We really appreciate you guys, sincerely, and we're growing really well. We're over 4,000 subs, and thanks to you watching, and we're getting close to monetization, which is really cool. That's a whole nother stream of revenue, no matter how many pennies it may be. If you guys have been watching us for a while, first off, hit that subscribe button if you haven't been. But if you guys have been watching us for a while, you know that we, right from the very beginning of this business venture with the ball pythons, we've strived to have it in our business plan for it to be for the long haul, and we continue to do so. Business plans, they come and go, they change. You're gonna have to alter them from here to there, but for the most part, the end result should be the same, or at least evolve in a positive way. You never want it to start off with a great mindset, and whether it's rapidly or slowly start declining. So that's always our goal. We've heard a lot of comments. We get inboxes on IG from a lot of you guys. Thank you. We get comments on our videos. Thank you. Especially you like the business approach, us explaining our process of what we go through getting this business off the ground. Also, that being said, just a little kind of self-promo, we're going to be doing our first, which it will be annual, but we're going to be doing our first kind of video live event where we're going to, I guess, mark down some snakes that's not even listed on Morph Market. I think we have literally probably 100. Not sure if we're going to get through all 100, but that's going to be on the 10th, which is going to be Friday. It's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Instagram. So stop by, hang out with us, check out some snakes. If you guys are looking for stuff that's very specific, message us. We'll try to make sure we get on that list of things we're going to show off on that day. So that spins into this video. Scaling your business. What's the scale of your business? What's your aspiration? What's your hopes? What's your goals? So I guess this is like, I don't want to say part one, but we'll just try to, I don't have Audra here to kind of cut me off and keep me on point, but we're going to try to stay on topic of scaling your business. This is year one for us. This is coming to the conclusion of year one of actually being a breeder. And I do that because I don't really feel like you're a vested breeder for several years. Your first 2, 3, 4 years, you're still, a newbie, you're still a beginner. And I want to continue to have us educate ourselves and grow. So business planning, the scale of the business, no matter what your business may be, the only thing that changes business to business is your product. And in this, obviously, it will be ball pythons. The business that funded this business in its entirety, and believe it or not, is Crested Geckos. Go check us out on Flawless Crested Geckos. Give us a sub over there. We have a rather huge Black Friday week event coming up for geckos. So if you're into that, go check us out over there. We're uploading over 200 plus crested geckos. This is going to be huge. It's our biggest event of the year. Anyway, we're really hyper focused on that because our Flawless Crested Gecko business has been going strong now 8 years. And we started it primarily online only initially, which is the same blueprint that we're following with Flawless Exotic Creations. A lot of people ask us, even at shows now, when we're vending with our crested geckos, when are we bringing the snakes? We're just really trying to stick to our guns and follow the blueprint. Trying not to make some of the mistakes that we did with crested geckos as far as with the ball pythons. That's why we really jumped in the deep end. If we knew then what we know now, we would have jumped in the deep end with the crested geckos. Audra and myself, our mindsets complement each other. We talk about everything. We may argue about stuff, discuss stuff, whatever. But it's the perfect combination in our home setting. That's why I married her. She's awesome. That being said, business ownership faces a lot of challenges. And scaling your business is one of them. So what do I mean by, in my sense of scaling your business? If you want a business that's gonna bring you an income in surplus of $5,000, $10,000 a year, you have to write that down and figure out a plan on how to get there. And then, for example, our initial scaling of the business, we want to produce an income of $50,000 a year. Initially from the snakes. But that comes with some heavy costs because our scaling of the business scales up in the earlier years. So in a perfect world, guys, for us, we're predicting and hoping to do $50,000 in sales and income in year one. Year two, we would like it to range between that same, obviously 50, but hopefully $70 to $75,000 year two. Year three, we're expecting a huge leap in year three. I think we have it down as, year three, we're expecting $125,000. Year four, we're expecting $175,000 in year four. And year five, we're expecting to do $250,000 minimum. Now, what's the major point in setting these goals? And then we'll talk about really how to get there. The point is to have you something to strive for. In its complete transparency, we had over 200 babies hatched out this year. I think it was like close to 250. Don't quote me. But out of the 250, there's two different things that had to take place, guys. All of our breedings, we did our breedings in a manner where every breeding we did, we wanted to do it with the goal of having or hatching out our goal holdback in each pairing. At the same time, we acquired so many snakes, babies and juveniles and breeders, where we wanted to be able to facilitate that. So if every breeding we're doing, we're shooting for a specific holdback, that doesn't mean that you're going to hit it, every single breeding. Some breedings you may hit, multiple holdbacks, which we were lucky enough to do that on a few breedings this year. And out of all of our breedings, we were projecting to do 50 clutches this year in year one. So far, hatched out. One is still in the incubator, but it's hatched and we're waiting for them to come out of the egg. We have 41 clutches thus far. We're still expecting another 8 to 10 clutches before year end. So it's up in the air on those. We're going to see next time we go to ultrasound. That being said, out of all 41 clutches, not counting the one that's still in the incubator waiting to come out of the egg, we have roughly 41 holdbacks. Those holdbacks we're super excited about because now we get to grow them up and take it to the next level. While hatching out your holdbacks, like I said, we have roughly 250 babies. It left us obviously with 200 babies, a little bit over 200 babies. And This is in hopes to give you guys, whether you're listening or watching, some proof of concept that this can be done. This is all being done during industry market correction time. Think about it like that. It's being done in an industry market correction time. It's being done by a business that's very small. Flawless Exotic Creations is very small, but it's growing. We just got 4,000 subs pretty much in a year's time on YouTube, and we're continuing to grow. We have 2,600 followers on Instagram, and that's continuing to grow. You have to be proactive with all these businesses. You have to be proactive with social media, posting on a daily or close to every day, sticking to a schedule. Guys, we've been on a heavy schedule with 2 different YouTube channels. We're posting 2 to 3 videos every single week. We've been pretty strict on that schedule. We've been doing it for a year, and we've only gotten 4,000 subs, you know, and I mean that modestly. We love you guys and thank you, but it takes a while is what, you know, we're trying to say. So while scaling the business side, you also have to scale your social media. In this day and age, we don't believe that you can do one without the other, our opinion. And the reason that we feel that we're influenced that way or thinking that way is because we live in a world where it's technology, and if you're not being seen online, you're probably not going to be discovered. It's a very low possibility someone's going to cross your table at a show, and you grow strictly from being just at shows. We want to do both. So back to the scaling of the business. You got to scale social media. You got to scale the business itself. So the bottom dollar, the crazy dollar amounts. So we are touching right at $500,000 spent. That's scary. So we've had the business now, total business, probably 16, 17 months. And we have spent $500,000. I know it can be frightening for some. It's kind of scary for us. We laugh at it, you know, not that it's amusing, but I laugh in excitement. I think a lot of people don't realize what businesses are. We come from a very work-intensive background, Audra and myself. We've always had jobs. We've always worked, you know, 2 and 3 jobs, side jobs, the whole 9 yards. We have a very big family, and it can be overwhelming at times, especially not having that guaranteed money coming in. But something we learned very early on, you don't, being a business owner, you don't get paid off your efforts and work immediately, but you have to work as if you do. So us doing this day in, day out, we've been able to reap the rewards of hard work, work ethic, and the pressures as well of having to turn that dollar over. So with all that being said, we're at $500,000 spent on Flawless Exotic Creations, thanks to Flawless Crested Geckos. And we're still very proud, and I feel like we're very successful. Some families, some businesses, some people, $500,000 is a drop in a bucket. For others, it's a lot. For us, it's a lot, definitely. That being said, you have to focus on your goal to the point of you can't worry about that. What's spent is already spent. You can't dwell on it. Can't dwell on anything that goes wrong. We've had snakes die. We've put videos out with our stranger double het puzzle clown. Mel did awesome. No rhyme reason. He was belly up. Did an awesome video on that one. Go check that out. And went back to the plug and got his brother, a pastel stranger double het. That hurts. She's spending, you know, double the money on the same product and still not getting essentially double the return. So let's talk briefly before I do another 30-minute video on the dollar amounts for a minute. So you have $500,000 what that was spent on has nothing to do with the facility, and all of that was paid under Flawless Crested Geckos. Flawless Exotic Creation has its own LLC, just like Flawless Crested Geckos does, and we were unable to bill Flawless Exotic Creations for any of the facility initially upon building it for Flawless Crested Geckos. So none of those fees are included into Flawless Exotic Creations. What's included in Flawless Exotic Creations is all the snake purchases, all the racks that's been ordered, tubs, extra tubs, building materials for the rats, doing the rat breedings strictly for the babies, as well as the rodent bill. We still have a rodent bill that we expense out, and we have a budget for that's included in that $500,000 as well. And that's a rolling budget. So every year we were projecting to spend 15 grand on rodents, and that's gonna be substantially less. So we'll do on some altering and correction for next year. So rodents, snakes, racks, hatchel racks, adult racks, tubs, the whole 9 yards. There will be advertising and marketing when it comes to YouTube, Google ads, and things of that sort. Morph Market is kind of been split between both expense, but that expense is very, very minimum considering what you get. What's not included in that $500,000 so far really is that should be is labor expense. We're trying to figure out how to split labor expense between the two businesses of Flawless Crested Geckos and Flawless Exotic Creations. All the kids are employed under Flawless Crested Geckos, and we have one external employee that's employed under Flawless Crested Geckos as well. But we do have tubs from both geckos and snakes and stuff that's being worked on. So we're working on some of that with our CPA to figure out some things. Comment down below if videos like this you guys enjoy to watch, and we'll see if we can get more business intensive videos. We do a lot of these videos like this with our Patreon on Flawless Crested Geckos, but we want more people obviously to get into the industry. I feel like there's so many genes in the industry. There's a lot of room for, there can be kings if you have them. There can be kings of so many different projects. There doesn't just have to be one king or 5 kings over the entire industry. And you can kind of just run with it and make pretty much what you wish and become the go-to guy for that specific gene. So that being said, that's all under the $500,000. People look at the $500,000 or any amount of money and they say, okay, well, next year I'm gonna get $250,000, or I'm gonna get 200,000 back, and then the following year I'm gonna break even. No, that's not the right way to do things, guys, in my opinion. Audrey and I, we sat down. Once that money is spent, it's gone. We call it paying the price to be the boss. And that's what we say amongst ourselves. What the true meaning of that is, when we were both working hard, grinding away, and we didn't have the best, I want to say, lifestyles. We weren't happy. I can say right now we are truly happy. I mean, we're blessed. So if you come to someone, it's like being a banker. Even if you don't have the cash on hand, but you have the means to make the money. If someone was to say, hey, you have $1,000 in your bank, you're working, it's check to check, you have a mortgage or rent or whatever it may be, and you have a job that you can lock in and work this job where you make good money for the next 20 years, and they'll give you a percentage of what you make every year after you retire, pretty much to the day you die. And you get offered, mediocre to crappy health benefits. A lot of people will take them up on that deal. We don't want to do that. We want to kind of work under the umbrella of, it's irrelevant, pay your doggone taxes. Whatever you need to pay your taxes, pay it. Live life right, pray, and get after it, get on the grind. I don't want, and when I say I'm speaking for Audra and myself, I don't want us sitting here living working in a job that we don't want to be in, that we don't have true happiness in. So if you can create that, by all means do so. So if you're out here and you're working a job, you're being relatively minimum with your spending and everything else, and you have some enjoyment points in life, but then you have a passion for anything else. It could be cars, working on cars, or being a vacation planner, or whatever it may be, but you don't pursue that passion because you let work get in the way. You're not going to be happy when you let these younger years pass you. And Audra's going to be mad because she's getting up there in age, but I'm happy we chose this path in life. So that being said, meaning Audra and myself, we would definitely give up the security of having a guaranteed check every week or every 2 weeks for whatever. Let's throw a price dollar amount as a couple. Let's say you're bringing in $100,000 before taxes. You still got to pay your taxes, the whole 9 yards, whatever your expenses is, year in, year out. And you do that and you're surviving. You have, health benefits. They pay for some things they don't. Like I said, you're surviving. And all of that is on the line when you start to walk out on a limb like what we have done with these businesses, because you want to essentially give yourself a choice, an ultimatum. You give up that $100,000 and now you're going to work for yourself where nothing is guaranteed. But that being said, you grind away at it long enough, that $100,000 that you was making, you can do $400,000 in a year. But then people want to hit you up, as far as friends and family members, they're not walking the path of life that we choose to walk. I'm sure some of you are not choosing to walk that path that, your friends and family members are trying to push on. That's what's expected by the masses. So when you make 4 times, as an example, or 4 times what you would make within that same year span, what does it matter that you ain't got health insurance? Go get you a policy like we have. Pay for out of pocket for a policy. Pay your doggone taxes. At the end of the day, your take home for $100,000 may have been, $65,000, $70,000. You make $400,000 working for yourself. You have a peace of mind. You have enjoyment. You have love between the two because you work together, live together, married to each other, get the vacation and do all these different enjoyable things and meet you wonderful people, and you make 4 times that. But let's say out of the $400,000 between taxes and medical and the kids and this and that expense, let's say you lose out on half of that. So what? Now you did all of that. You enjoyed all this quality of life for what? $200,000, double what you were making when you were slightly miserable. So I say all that because it relates to scaling your business. We jumped into Flawless Designer Creations with our eyes wide open, knowing that it was going to be very, very expensive to get started, but not knowing it was going to be this expensive. And we've loved it every bit of the way. But we are not in it to make a quick buck. We are not in it to make a quick turnaround in the funds. Yes, we have a plan. Yes, we're sticking to it. Yes, we have goals and aspirations, but that being said, people I'm sure are listening and wondering, like, you didn't spend $500,000 to make $50,000? Yeah. Think about it. Ask yourself that. If you have the means, are you willing to spend whatever the amount is? But in our case, $500,000 to almost, but to all of guarantee you're going to do $50,000 in profit every year. Let's say you don't even scale up. But let's say you do $50,000 in profit every year. Is it worth it? And we haven't really thought that way, but ideally for us, it's worth it. It's worth it for us to only make $50,000 in profit. Spend $500,000 right now. Next year make 50, year after make 50, year after make 50. Reason being, time. We have time together and we're still profitable. Yeah, you may not be initially in the black, but you're already on your way to it. That being said, even if you don't bump up your business for 10 years, 10 years in, you break even on $500,000. Not only that, you have all your infrastructure at 10 years to now really, really hit the ground running after in year 11. You have your racks, you have your snakes. Even if you didn't initially purchase anything to move forward, which is not our plan, you still have all your infrastructure you've built, your entire collection, everything you've purchased, everything you've held back, and everything to move forward. So that's our frame of thought. Don't think about it like you need to get that money back immediately. We did all this, no loans, and it's 100% on us. Now, back to the actual snakes. To give you guys another logistic for this year, well, our goal was 50,000 and we broke that already. So we've done close to 70 grand in sales this year. But we've only sold literally a little over 100 snakes total. Okay. And we're doing a huge event this Friday on Instagram, still with our remaining 100 snakes. That's sellable snakes, no holdbacks, anything. Our holdbacks are true holdbacks. We're not letting them go. So we would love for you guys to join us on Instagram, comment, check out some stuff, make some requests, look at it. We will discount some of the snakes. This is going to be our holiday event. We're doing Flawless Exotic Creations big Black Friday-ish event this Friday, because we will be completely consumed with Patreon members and Flawless Crested Geckos, 200 plus geckos for the entire week of Black Friday, with Patreon having early access. We got a lot of moving parts, and it's only Audra and myself. So really want to put that out there, because the main message that we want to put out there, no, it's not easy, but it's doable, guys. It really, really is. And if you guys are watching or breeding and you want to scale up and you want to grow, you can do it. We're doing these crazy numbers to us, blowing out our goals during a market correction, during a period where we're still growing the brand. We're still branding ourselves, we're still marketing ourselves, still promoting ourselves. We can't wait till we hit 10,000, followers on, Instagram. And we're not saying that Instagram followers or YouTube followers equal sales, but it does influence the market to a sense of increasing your reach. I know for myself, I've seen stuff on Instagram. How many of you guys see stuff on Instagram, and whether you screenshot it or you forward it to your friends? And if it's a program that someone else is working in, they may end up purchasing. That's a sense of increasing your reach. So you guys want to definitely scale your business accordingly. It can be scaled as a hobby. It can be scaled as your main business. It can be scaled as a hobby that will eventually be your main business. But regardless of how you decide to scale your business and the size of your business, you need to remember one thing: we are not going to go backwards. Times is going to continue to move forward. We're not going to be in our kitchen with the little stretchy phone cord, walking through the house on the phone, tethered to our ears. We have cell phones now. Pretty soon you can think something and it's just going to automatically happen. We have Alexa in the facility where we tell Alexa to play songs. I lose my phone in the facility and I tell Alexa, call my phone. And with no phone hooked up to Alexa, my phone starts ringing and I find my phone. This is all technology. We're not going to go backwards. Things are going to become more and more advanced. Therefore, everyone that's anti-internet, not wanting to get in front of this camera, whether it's on YouTube, whether you want to do shorts, whether it's Instagram, you need to take that leap, guys. Get out there. People want to see the face behind the brand. They want to see that you're a human being. And pick your brains, and it will allow you not easy, but an easier road to walk down as you continue to grow your businesses. Wish you guys nothing but luck, and I hope you guys take the leap. Really, really do. If you guys have pages and things, message us. We would love to follow you guys. And enjoy watching your journey, and know that we had even an inkling of a little bit of influence on getting you going. We really, really love you guys, and hopefully this message hits home. Nothing but positivity over here. There's no such thing as competition. It's just really you versus you. So Flawless Exotic Creations, we out.